Good morning! Yay, another Friday, 9 a.m. Here we are talking about cuddling again. Of course, every 9 a.m. on Fridays, you get to hear a cuddlist talk about cuddling, and usually it's been me, but we're going to get some other cuddlists on here very soon, I'm sure, talking about the benefits, the amazing world of cuddling, and all the great things that how you can incorporate and touch into your life. So we have a question that I received, private message saying, how do I tell my family that I see a cuddlist? So I thought, why not? This is a really good topic, and I hope that it helps you as well. Not just talk about seeing a cuddlist, but how about seeing any kind of provider that there may be some shame around. So use this as it works for you, leave the rest behind, and if you do come on and watch, let me know, ask your questions, tell me what's going on. And then later on, even if it's a later, I'll be able to get back on here and answer your questions. So again, I am Janet Trevino. I live in San Antonio, Texas. And again, please go to Cuddlist.com and see I don't know how many cuddles we have now all over the world, Canada and United States for now. But yes, so please check us out. We have cuddlists all over the place. Find the one nearest you. Okay, so let's go to the question. How do you begin? Or what do you need to do? What needs to come up for you to start this process, right? So first of all, you need to get super clear about why you're seeing a cuddlist. What is it that brought you into this world? Is it the physical touch? Is it mostly about, having the touch that you're needing in your life? Is it emotional? Again, emotional is equally valid and important. A lot of my sessions are both equal physical and emotional. Some people come for the physical, then really realizing that it's actually an emotional connection they're looking for, something to go deeper in their life. Is it companionship, which again, that's the kind of the blend, where we provide a whole person service, not just the piece of us, or not just doing the physical, but it is a whole experience. So getting a little bit clearer onto what is your largest motivation into seeing a cuddlist. And then I think the next thing is to understand that you get to decide how much and the extent that you do tell, right? So I have a lot of my clients don't tell anybody. They really appreciate the confidentiality that we provide. It is in our code of conduct. We do provide 100% confidentiality so that, if I see you on the street, I don't know you, right? I just like a therapist would, we don't, I don't actually go up to anybody I might see publicly. They need to approach me. And that's really important, that people feel like they can come and see our services without being outed. And so, yes, so you get to decide. Again, lots of my clients don't tell anybody. They do this privately. Others, just imagine, may say that they see a therapist, even though we are not therapists, but that's the language that is most accepted in their world. I'm not a massage therapist, especially. I don't do massage, but they may again use different language that helps them explain something that's already normal in our society. They just kind of just translate it over. Know your audience. So if your audience, your family or friends are more science-based, tell them about that part, right? Tell them about the science. Tell them about, here are these benefits. I'm going to see a touch therapist. That works. I'm getting therapeutic services. I'm seeing a life coach. I am getting, I'm trying to think now other ones. I just wrote those out, but again, there could be tons of different ways in which you can describe the work that we do. It doesn't have to be cuddling. I'm going to a cuddlist to get cuddling. That is still a little out there. Whenever I tell someone about this work, they're just like, what? They can't believe it. So we haven't normalized it 100% yet. We're working on it. But until then, just finding another ways, just saying, I just do, I go and get touch therapy. Sounds fancy. Now, the other thing that you can do is, of course, say, and everyone, we respect medical professionals in our world. We can say, my therapist prescribed it, or my doctor said that I really needed this work for myself and for my mental health, for my physical health. This is self-care, right? Again, I guess sometimes people forget that this is a health concern. Without touch in our lives, we do see a diminished life expectancy, a life outcome. Life is different when you don't get touch. And then again, going to the science, you can just really quickly Google the benefits of oxytocin, benefits of touch, and you'll just be able to see just the physical benefits, of course, cardiovascular, immunity, I mean, really, all the systems in our body actually work better because we reduce cortisol levels. Anytime there's a stress response in our body, things just don't work as efficiently. So just think about, if you reduce stress, what can happen? I mean, again, weight loss. Again, there's a lot of stress that's around our weight. Uh, Again, blood pressure. And then, of course, that's just physical health. And now I'm thinking about mental health. You know, there are many studies that talk about how touch reduces depression and some of the other neurological issues that are happening in our body. So that's powerful, amazing. There was a story of a woman I met last night. I was at a healthcare fair, kind of a thing, a networking fair, and she told me that her 19-year-old daughter has a very, very serious illness. And she's supposed to be on meds, and she was really frustrated with her because her daughter wasn't taking the meds as she was supposed to. But her daughter then said, "Mom, could you come and hold me?" And Mom was like, "No, I'm not going to hold you. You need to be taking your meds," you know. And I guess rightly so, the mother was frustrated with her daughter because she wasn't taking care of herself. But the daughter was asking for touch. She was asking, "Mom, can you hold me?" And I told the mother, this is medicine. Touch is medicine. It is essential. And really, yeah, she may not be taking her pills, but this daughter intuitively knew that I need medicine. My medicine right now is touch. And how powerful. And I think the mom was really beautiful. The mom realized, yeah, that I could have made a different choice then. And she's, "I'm going to go home tonight and I'm going to hold her," because it is powerful. Again, we reduce touch to like, it's a frivolous thing or just wasting time. It's not wasting time. This is really impactful work, and the more and more people that experience it are beginning to say, essential for life. All right, so going back, I think the other thing about talking to your friends and family about going to see a cuddlist or a touch therapist, sometimes people are found out, or they tell their partner, loved ones, family later after they've been seeing a cuddlist for a while, and most of the stories I've heard, they've said it is the most honest conversation we've had in decades, in a very long time. To be able to tell someone that's close to you that you see someone for touch is super vulnerable. Most of us don't see each other as real. Like, we kind of just go along life and we just kind of bump into each other, but we don't really experience each other in that depth. And so having this conversation with your loved ones that you see a cuddlist shows that you're a real person, that you're not some stoic, strong person just kind of out in the world fighting the world, but you really are human. Touch humanizes us. It changes how we're seen when we realize, wow, yeah, I haven't touched that person in a long time. And then it's awkward, right? Like, well, I haven't given him a hug in a long time. How do I, breach that? And I think that's where we get stuck, where we stop doing it because now it's become kind of awkward because we've stopped that tradition or that routine of it. And so again, coming to a cuddlist allows for people to again practice asking for what they want. And in most cases of the people that I've seen, or at least the ones that have told me, they've told me that after seeing me, they've actually gotten more in touch with touch, of course, but then also asking for it. So now they're getting more touch in their life, and sometimes they don't come back and see me anymore because they got it. They got the touch. They're asking people. I mean, they ask like random people, like the HEB, they're like, "Hey, you want a hug?" So we're seeing this movement that's happening. I love it. The multiplication of touch in the world. Coming to see a cuddlist then gives you the courage to touch other people, and then you get back to touching your family and friends. And it has a ripple effect that, again, can change the world, and that's what we're hoping to do. There's another story of a client that came and saw me, and she ended up telling her daughters before she saw me, she's like, "Oh, I'm doing this thing." And she told her, "I'm going to go see a cuddlist." They're like, "What? Why? What are you doing? Why are you going to go do that?" And the daughter's like, "Mom, if you just needed someone to hold you and to touch you, why didn't you just ask?" And the mom's like, "Well, I guess I could have, right?" And they hadn't, and she didn't. And now, I saw her once, and she never came back. And my hope and dream is that now she's asking for it, right, from her family and people that love her. I have one client that, after a while, wanted to tell his wife that he was seeing me, and was very scared. Of course, that is super scary, right? To tell your spouse, like, yeah, I see a Cuddlist, and he went to his therapist, and with the help of his therapist, where he was able to kind of map out a plan and how to slowly open this topic up. And they did. It was a slow process as he began to reveal more and more, again, building that trust as well, because it does take trust to share something so vulnerable. And now he has, and last I heard, their marriage is back on a track that's going in the direction that hopefully is supporting both of them. It's not easy. Of course, none of this work is easy when you reveal years, if not decades, of hurt and disconnection. This is, again, the opportunity to have that honest conversation. Yeah. And so, again, it's a work in progress, but again, we're about being honest and asking. And then, of course, people ask, well, isn't it sexual? Again, going back to that, like, I don't want to tell anybody because they're going to think I'm doing something sexual or even something that's wrong. And I think that what I'm finding as people age, sex takes a different role in someone's life. It takes kind of a back seat. It is important, but needs a shift. And a lot of my older clients will be the ones that said, man, when I was young, I didn't want to cuddle. I didn't want to touch. I wanted to have, that deeper, more sexual intimacy. And now that I'm in my 50s, 60s, 70s, everything's changed. And now I want it. But now my partner, I've lost her, along the way in this regard. And so now that they're discovering it in themselves, they're trying to figure out, how do I now get to this touch from my partner, from the people that I love. And yeah, and I think that if anything, this is breaking the myth that men are only about sex, and that's so not true. Over and over again, I'm seeing people that are just like, I just want to be held. Can you help me with that? I'm like, yes, I can help you with that. That's what I can do. So you're ready to tell someone about you see a Cuddlist, or you want to see a Cuddlist. So let me give you at least one super important tip to how to do that. Before you present, say, I'm going to tell you something that's really important to me. I'd like for you to listen. Don't say anything until I'm done. And then I would like for you to respond like this. So tell them how you'd like for them to respond. I'm guessing that what I would do is I would say, I would like for your support. I'd like for you to see me. I'd like for you maybe to reflect back what I've just said, but especially I would like for you to support me. So ask for what you want. Ask for the kind of response you'd like to get. And say, I would like for you to support my decision and what I've done, and I'm not interested in hearing any criticism about it. That's it. Just ask for it. And if they do, then say, this conversation is over, right? If they start to criticize you, say, this conversation is over. I made my request what I would like, and I'm not willing to engage you on your criticism. See, in coming to a Cuddlist, not only do you ask for the touch you receive, but you also learn how to ask for other things in your life. You can ask for anything. So ask. Tell your family, I would like to tell you something, and then ask, hey, this is the response that I expect to receive, or that I'd like to receive. If they say, well, no, I'm not going to give you that kind of response, then say, then this is not the good time to talk about it. Whatever. Again, negotiating is super important. Thanks for listening. I'm really excited about, again, this work, and excited about creating a culture where we ask for what we want and we receive the touch that we'd like to receive. And again, if you're looking for a Cuddlist in your area, please go to Cuddlist.com. There are tons of Cuddlists around the country. We're here ready to speak to you, to service your touch needs. And if you're in San Antonio or in the Texas area, please come and see me. Again, Tirza has a comment here I'd like to read. A person yesterday told me about a negative response from a friend that they thought would be supportive. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion and a lot of confusion around this work. So as we do the work, send them to, again, go to Cuddlist.com for information. I also have a YouTube channel. Please check it out. Just go to Janet Trevino at YouTube. Find it, and then I answer a lot of questions. And so if you have friends and family that are just like, what about this? Then please go and show them videos. Cuddlist also has a YouTube channel. We have We're trying to get as many videos out there as we can to explain the work. And next comment is from Tirza. They couldn't believe they would pay for that. Right, so there are videos around why would I pay for touch? I'll give you one big reason why someone would pay for touch. Most people that I know aren't willing to hold someone for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes. That's just really the difficult thing. And guess what? We're trained and we're capable of holding people for minimum an hour. Many of us cuddlists can do it for 2 hours. Some of us can do 3. And so again, yes, you can probably get someone to give you a hug. No one would charge for a hug, I don't think. But can you give a hug for 10 minutes? Can you give a hug for an hour? This is kind of varsity level work. This is why we get paid, because again, and then it's not only touch that we're giving emotional labor. We're there to listen. And so again, no one would expect a therapist to just listen to you for free. Even though your friend will do it, right? You call up a friend and say, hey friend, let's talk, right? Let's have lunch. Your friend will do it for free. But the kind of listening that a therapist does, the kind of touch and cuddling that a cuddlist does is way different than just a friend who isn't trained. And again, there's so much more. Please check out all of our content here at Cuddlist.com, at the Cuddlist Facebook page. Go down there somewhere. Find out more, ask questions, post your questions in the video, see how we can support you. And if you'd like a topic for next week, just let us know. We love to answer your questions. All right. Again, love y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.